Hello everyone and welcome to the first video. This is not the first video if you're watching on TikTok. I have uploaded many, but this will be my first video on YouTube. Anyway, I don't often have a lot to talk about when it comes to my year. When it comes to the year in general, there's not a lot to talk about. But this year has been filled with a lot of new things, and for me, it's been the year of traveling. Traveling, new experiences, and lots and lots of exploring. So, I just wanted to go through my adventures from this year before going on to next year's adventures and basically revealing what I'm up to next year. Back in February, I went to Tromsø, Norway, which was my first time abroad. It was a new experience for me. I was, of course, very nervous, but I was going with my friend who I shall link in the description down below. And yeah, it was a very good experience. And I'm going to go through what I did while there. I went husky sledding in the wilderness, fed reindeer, and learned about the Sami people, their culture, their customs, everything about them. I visited Polaria, the world's northernmost aquarium. I watched the waves lap on the Norwegian coast and had a bit of a phasmophobia experience at an Airbnb. Seriously, the radio turned on by itself, the lights flickered, it was like I was playing Phasmophobia. I went to the top of the Fjellheisen and looked at the view of Tromsø city and experienced wonderful snowfall. Now, as my first trip abroad, Tromsø holds a very special place in my heart, honestly. Norway, I love it. I love the people, I love the customs, I love the food, I love everything about it. And I can't wait to return one day. Now, next up is my second trip of the year. Now, I had to get the classic British holiday out of the way, but the Mediterranean paradise of Mallorca. Now, this small island off the coast of Spain is an absolute wonder. And honestly, it's no surprise that British tourists flock here every year, and German tourists, surprisingly. This was the view I woke up to every morning, bustling streets below me, hotel across the street, and the sun in the sky. Most of the time, we did have some stormy weather while we were there. While we were there, we visited the Hams Caves. These caves are very interesting for the fact they produce fishhook like growths on their stalactites and stalagmites, basically curving up. Nobody knows how these form, but they were quite interesting, and there's not many other places in the world you can see them. Just outside the Hams Caves, we witnessed a velociraptor attack. Just kidding, we visited Dinosaur Land, which is right next to the Hams Caves. It was fun, however, this guy would not stop staring at me. Please stop. And we had a run in with a T Rex. Fish ate us, and Michael Jackson came back and performed a show. Just kidding, it was only a tribute performer, but this was quite entertaining. And finally, I swam in the Mediterranean. Now, Carla Bonner was amazing. It was such a good time. However, it is not my highlight trip. In fact, out of the 3 trips I've taken, the other 2 share joint first place for different reasons. Carla Bonner was a good holiday. The other 2 were adventures. Now, Norway was adventurous because it was my first time abroad. This next one, though, it was my first venture alone. When I got there, it was pissing it down, so it felt right at home, considering I'm from England. But welcome to Morocco. When I got to Morocco, it felt weird. This was my first time alone in a foreign country. and I was honestly nervous, a bit scared, and very overwhelmed considering I had just been through the Medina. On the first night, I just stayed in my hotel room, my Airbnb, and just relaxed. I needed to, because I had a big adventure ahead. I was going to the Sahara. Now, the Atlas Mountain path was closed on the way there, so we had to basically go around the Atlas Mountains. However, I was not complaining. The views were stunning. I felt like I could see the entire country. It took us about 14 hours, passing Agadir, Torodant, and Orzazate. But we were glad to get to the hotel. It was a long journey, and honestly, I was glad it was a long journey. I got to see a lot more of the country than I normally would have. In the morning, we went for a hike up to Todra Gorge. A beautiful hike, and honestly, getting to try fresh pomegranate right off the tree, and using some of my knowledge from my job to actually answer a question from one of the tour guides. That felt good. But Todra Gorge was a stunning area, and I am so glad I got to explore it. And after that, we headed off for our second leg of the journey. Our tour guide thought it would be funny to play the song Can't Wait to Get on the Road Again. But honestly, I couldn't wait to get back on the road again and explore more. Finally, the Sahara Desert was in view, Merzouga, Morocco. We rode camels up the dunes to watch the sunset, and honestly, the shifting sands, I could have walked forever, feeling like I was lost. But that wasn't a bad thing to me. I mean, just look at this place. It's beautiful. And then we had dinner and played music with the local Berber people. And honestly, I don't know why they had a drinks fridge at the very fringe of the Sahara, but I'm glad they did because I need my Coca-Cola. And on the way back, the High Atlas Mountain path opened up again, and we were able to explore the Atlas Mountains, take pictures from the very top, and just look in awe at all the background. Our tour guide was really excited because he wanted to see snow and he got to see snow. Only reason he took the tour because he was actually on holiday. But thank you so much, Ayub. Thank you for taking us on an incredible journey. After that, I spent some time in Marrakesh, including this tuk-tuk ride which went horribly wrong. Honestly, I got dropped off a mile away from my Airbnb and I had run out of phone charge by the time I got there. So essentially, I had to find my Airbnb with no map, nothing, no knowledge of the city whatsoever. So it was a very stressful moment. But I managed to find my way back to my Airbnb, charge my phone. When I got back, my plug had shorted out. So I had no plug. Luckily, my host, lovely woman, gave me a spare plug to be able to do my phone charging with. I am so thankful, otherwise I would have been stressed the entire trip with no maps, no information, nothing. But that might be a challenge one day. Marrakesh was beautiful. And honestly, getting lost in this wonderful city and figuring things out for myself is giving me a lot of confidence that I never had before. A lot of self-confidence and a lot of belief in my own abilities. So Marrakesh, that's why it holds a special place in my heart. Also, my Airbnb had romantic mood lighting for some reason, I don't know why. Anyway, I walked back to the airport with a full bag and a mind full of memories. Anyway, so for next year, I have a trip to Bali, Indonesia, as well as Komodo, to see Komodo dragons, and a trip I am planning later in the year, which I will not reveal yet, but keep an eye on this space. Anyway, thank you for watching, and make sure you like this video.